Kubor nakaslem jong unongsan hima.
Menteri Rangba ke Sarkar Jilla Konrad Konggel Sangma habaya keren bat kila pathai khubor menta kasmi ke khat hendreu tarik ubnai kela lingkot arhajar arpulai ulaong bah ke jingelang ke bala penlong de ke Sarkar India lingba ke Ministry of Coal kala pha de ke jingtho ke Sarkar Jilla ke ba ong bakat kum ke report ke bala yo de ke tanat geological ha ke bala don sangut ki ba ke Sarkar India kan pediang no ban yo ye ke license ban ti yo doyong ki ba kintop nya ke Kalagau Block, Neklang Block, Saringman A Block, bat ke Penden Shashlang Block. La ongru bakini ki sangut ki bala thep kerteng kin ha ban ai ke mining plan jongki kat kum gi kindon jong ke Sarkar Jilla bat ke Sarkar India bat kermen baya ki license jongki ni ki breuru an IT no. Shushu hagni gasni ne kalyang jong Konrad Sangma ulaong bahado khat nyongut ki bathep kerteng ban yo license henrai kini ki sangut ki dei ki bala apply ningkong kumta ka kam hak baya dei bat ka license kan ya chwa jong kini ki sangut ulaong ru bakani kalong ka khubor ka bakmen ya ki bakamai ne ka kam doyong hapo ka jilla namar kumbala yo I baki breu ki la shem jinjar hadin ke jingkhang kinsan yo doyong ka bala khtaru ya ka yo ka kot jongki namar hakapor bakhang yo doyong hakatokopor amshim ladon ba shimkhia henrai dei kene ke sarkar ke bamenta kabala shimkhia bat kabala treshitom ha kabala yo iru ya kiso ki basa tangkat no an pediang no ya ke jingti yo doyong hapo ke jilla.
Recent meeting that was held by the government of India, the government of India has the Ministry of Coal has finally given us in writing where the geological reports of the state that have been submitted by 4 of the miners has been approved by the government of India. Once these geological reports are approved, this is one step away from the mining license to now be given. And hence, these 4 applicants now, whose geological reports now have been approved by Government of India, will submit their mining plans as per the norms laid down by Government of Meghalaya and Government of India. And we expect that the licenses should shortly be given to these 4 miners or these 4 applicants. And this communication has come, as I said, from the Government of India to the respected miners and the people who have applied. And hence this is a major step forward towards now opening up the mining in a scientific manner, and we are very hopeful that very soon that this the scientific process for mining will start in the state. As I said, that this was a very long and tedious process, as it required us to first of all lift the ban, create the SOPs. Once the SOPs were created, we needed to proceed with that forward. There were certain terms and conditions that were laid down by Government of India which we had to then fulfill, and the miners had to fulfill. Prospective licenses had to be done, geological reports and surveys had to be made, and all of these issues had really, a lot of work had to be put into it. But as I said, now we are at a final stage where very soon the first 4 mining licenses will be granted to the landowners and to the licensees who are the local residents, so that the scientific mining can start. I just have one very important agenda that I would like to share with all of you, and especially with the people of the state. This is in regards to the granting of mining licenses in the state of Meghalaya. And as you are aware that earlier the government of Meghalaya had filed a case in the Supreme Court against the ban that was imposed on coal mining in the year 2014 by the NJT. And since then, there were no concrete steps that were taken to lift the ban on the coal mining. It was only when this government had come in that we had taken up the matter in the Supreme Court, and the case was filed in Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court had given a landmark judgment during that time where we had been able to ensure that the ownership of the land, both surface and subsurface, will be vested with the local tribal residents of the state. And based on that, the ban on the coal mining was lifted. But in the same process, there were certain procedures were laid down through which mining could take place. And hence the process of scientific mining was brought into the state, which based on the Supreme Court order, we had to move forward with. Based on that, many applicants came in, and of course before that happened, the government of Meghalaya along with the government of India had framed rules in the year 2022 in March, where standard operating procedures for prospecting licenses and mining licenses for coal in the state of Meghalaya was formed. Once these SOPs were set up, we had received in the last couple of years total of 17 applicants for prospecting licenses. These are, I don't have the details from which part, because these are all applicants that were given to Government of India. Through us of course, but I don't have those details of which locations they are in. But these are all blocks, so I can name those blocks to you. First is the final geological report of number 1, Kalagao block, number 2, Nelang block, number 3, Saringkman A block, and number 4, Pindenchashlang block. I'm presuming these are names of miners. These 4 miners, their geological reports, as I said, has been cleared by the GR Approval Committee. Our provisions under the MMDR Act, based on which action will be taken against those. So the point being that now that this process has moved forward, and now that we are seeing that we are one step away from scientific mining to start, I hope that we will not see individuals now break the law and do things that are not to be done in an illegal manner. And I am very hopeful that very soon we should be able to see the scientific process of mining starting with these geological reports being approved by the central government.